Hi again, Cavalier fans. I'm Dan Ramey. Time now for the Cavalier Coaches Corner. Brought to you by our friends at Young's Family Market, ATI Physical Therapy, Southern Ohio Monument Services, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing, and the Kingston National Bank. Coming up, we'll meet some of the coaches and the players on the Cavalier Coaches Corner.
Signs and Screen Printing in Central Center can customize t-shirts, banners, posters, vinyl lettering for your car or truck, and they can embroider logos for your school or business. It's time to show your team's spirit. And from Adina to Zane Trace, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing has all the team colors. And of course, your Chillicothe Cavalier blue and white. So stop on into the shop in Central Center and see for yourself. Or visit Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing online and place your order today.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB. Our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Young's Family Market is family-owned and operated. M.L. Young founded the grocery store in 1936, and now a second generation of Youngs, Brad, Susan, and their children now operate the business. To also serve the surrounding area, the Youngs opened a second location in Kingston, Ohio back in 2014, making shopping easy by offering everything you need, including beer and wine, all under one roof. No more running all over town making numerous stops to get everything on your list. Instead, visit our store and find it all. We offer fresh, high-quality products for affordable prices. It's the Young's Family Market, serving the Laurelville, Ohio community for more than 60 years.
Hi, I'm Angie with ATI Physical Therapy located in Chillicothe. If pain or injury prevent you from doing what you love, let ATI Physical Therapy get you back. Whether it's back to work or back to your play, ATI's energetic and motivating team is ready to help you begin your road to recovery. We will craft a personalized treatment plan incorporating the appropriate techniques for your condition. Stop by our Chillicothe location for a complimentary injury screening or visit atipt.com for a location near you.
Southern Ohio Monument Company believes remembering a loved one after they're gone can be as personalized as when they were here. With over 400 in-stock monuments to choose from, there are shapes and sizes to match nearly everyone's personality, helping your loved one make a lasting impression. Southern Ohio Monument Company on East Main Street in downtown Chillicothe. Open weekdays 8 to 5 and Saturdays 8 to 1. Southern Ohio Monument Company, proud sponsor of the Cavaliers. Hi Cavalier fans, I'm Dan Ramey. Welcome to another edition of Cavalier Coaches Corner. This week on the show with Cavalier Tom McClaskey, we've got Coach Ron Hinton and Austin Truyer, one of the defensive coaches for us this year. Let's take a moment first to congratulate you, Coach. You picked up a 27-6 win over Watkins Memorial. That's 4-0 against Watkins. And there's another landmark for you and Coach Arndt as well. Congratulations there.
Thank you. Thank you. Number 340. That's just amazing to be at that point, and very fortunate to do it again. Just a lot of tremendous people over many years. Well, 41 years. Has allowed me the possibility to do that. So it's not me. It's definitely a we thing.
But if you're around long enough, you'll see those type of landmarks, don't you?
Well, a few, yes, not all. Yes, and I talked to Coach Cross this week from Bishop Reedy, who has been at a long time at Grove City, Canton McKinley, and a couple other places. And I think this is his 36 years as head coach, like that. And he was talking about amazing, just the milestones like that there. So he's not one of those older gentlemen with the gray hair that walks with a limp and doesn't get around as quickly as he used to, but still does a great job coaching.
Yeah, 15 years ago, the Cavaliers played his teams at Grove City as well. So let's talk about the game itself. Let's talk about what went right, first of all.
They kind of went too easy, too fast, honestly. We had, we almost popped our fifth kickoff return, that went to the middle wedge, and Christian Benson, and we was teasing Christian. Said, Christian, you could run a little bit, you probably would have scored. It wasn't the fact that they caught you. You were out in front. They caught you, Christian. But we got a great return. I think it was inside of 20, I believe, or something like that. And on the first play, we ran jet sweep, and Jaquan turns the corner. Our receivers do a great job blocking our line, seals the edge, and boom, end zone. There he goes. So bang, within the first less than a minute, we're up 6-0. All right, and then we moved the ball, but we're kind of inconsistent. We didn't control things the way we should have. I'll give them part of the credit. They were physically stronger than what we thought. They did change a couple things later on, and we still squandered some good opportunities. I thought our defense played extremely well. All right. The problem was, though, they ran 71 plays. We ran, I believe, was 49, right, Coach Stewart?
Yeah, 45, something like that.
Yeah, and it wasn't a defensive problem; it was an offensive problem because we did not control the football enough or long enough to keep them off the field. Okay, so defense gave the offense position, field position, and that. Now we started off the bang when we didn't field a punt. The ball was inside our 5. Their punter did a really great job of punting the football. I think he averaged 50, almost 55 or more a punt, some few things like that we just didn't do. But again, we play well up front. This is the most pancakes, the most extra efforts we've had since I've been here this early in the year in week 4. We missed some big passes. We had at least 2 long strikes that we had, those things, when you take a team like that and you don't put them away, and we end up 20 to no, it was 20 and nothing halftime, or
21. Yeah,
21-6. Maybe 21-6 at halftime. But we should have been 40 or more. Okay, with what we squandered. So we're still finding our way. We're still we're still moving kids around. I know we played Tice, Netter, and McConnelly a lot more offensively. I'm sorry, not McConnell, but Joey Wright more offensively. Again, we're still very, very young at those key positions. But then, Zach Coates has the first 100-yard receiving game of the year. All right, Adrian and him cooked up for that big pass after they scored. And that was a huge play for us in the third quarter. It was a huge play for us. To get that, Jaquan was just, I think he carried the ball 6 times. I told the coaches afterwards that we've got to do more things to get the ball in his hands more. I guess I got to call the jet sweep more and things like for him to touch the ball. But he carried the ball 6 times for 90 yards. Okay, and 2 touchdowns. Now, somebody's not pulling the right strings somewhere, and I'll take the blame for that. You get a guy who rushed 6 times for 90 yards, and you don't touch the ball anymore than that. So we had some positives like that. I thought our blocking on the perimeter was very good. We had a couple really tough holding calls that brought plays back. Like Cortland Duncan had a big pass reception and was called back. We had to drive late in the game, and we get down there and 2 bad snaps took us out of scoring. We ended up trying to try a 42-yard field goal. Coach was not happy with that one. Those things were detrimental. But yet, on the other flip coin, we hung in there. We did the job we're supposed to do. We beat, I think, a solid team. Now, they're going to be really good next year because they only have 2 seniors on each side of the ball. So they're really, really going to be good. I thought our special teams still played well. Jaquan still had, I think, 2 punts over 40 yards. Matt Deddy had two 2 kicks inside of 10, I think 3 in the end zone, which that's tough to return from there. Cameron Cook had a big hit during the game. So we have a lot of our kids do a lot of great things, and they're a big, physical, strong team. And we hung in there well, did it well. We still were not emotionally, I think, really ready to go. Not like I think, where the gears weren't really turned up yet. But we still got a lot of time. It's only our 3rd game of the year, so we'll take it. Hey, all we know is, 10 years from now, let us know we were 3-0. Mm-hmm. That's all I know. So I'll ask Drew a couple questions for me here real quick. So I'll try and be quiet before Sid gives me the high sign there for talking too long. So
we know what you meant, Coach. Defensively, talk about this team. You go and you give up the 1 touchdown. Got to be happy with that.
Well, yeah. I mean, anytime you hold a team to single digits, it's a good performance. They were somewhat simple on offense, but they had some talent. That back that got hurt, I think, was a freshman, but he was pretty good, and so they caught a bad break there. But they kind of threatened us all night. Anytime you let a team run 71 plays, there's just more opportunities for more points.
On the offensive side of it, though, like Coach says, the things that didn't work are the little things that put an opponent away.
Right. Well, I mean, if we look at, late in the second quarter, I believe we, had Jaquan Harris down the far sideline, for what would have been a sure touchdown. We missed that. Then, later in the game, going the same direction on our sideline, we had both he and Zach Coates. So you look at, putting the team away. We had opportunities to do that in the second quarter. Now, obviously, we did it in the third quarter. After they scored, we were able to get one across. But you'd like to do it when you can do it, I think, which is Coach's point about, making plays and being crisp. It should have been, at least 2 more touchdowns at halftime, just to keep the team out of it, especially a team that's got, up and coming talent like they have.
Who shined for you on defense this week?
Well, Chris Postage led some tackles. He had 14. McKellen Lee and Pat Work both had 8. And then Nick Ursuline, Cortland Duncan, and J.J. Harris had 7. We had 4 total sacks in the game, 1 each by Chris Postage, Christian Benson, Cortland Duncan, and Pat Rourke. McKellen Lee forced a fumble that was recovered by Nick Ursuline. And then as a team, we combined for, it looks like, 9 pass breakups. So, they threw the ball a lot. We got our hands on quite a few. Chris Postage had 1. McKellen Lee had 3. Zach Coates had 4. And Tyson Eder also had a pass breakup. So the secondary was very, active in stopping their passing game.
Okay, and when the offense runs 71 plays, you've got 71 opportunities.
Right, yes.
To rack up those statistics. I seen your notes here, 7-3 in our series.
Yeah, we gave them a lot of series, but the defense, turned around, we got the ball back to us, punting the ball back to us, which was really good. Obviously, anytime they punt the ball to our returners, it's always good. We like our returners against any team. But, we got the ball back in our hands, and offense, did what they needed to do.
3 consecutive weeks now, Patrick Rourke's name has come up big. He seems to be getting the job done.
Well, for him, it started in the off season. You could really tell he was dedicated to the weight room and being a part of the program. He really, worked his butt off, and you're seeing it now translate on the field. He's short and stocky, but he really holds up against those guys. And he's doing more than just holding up. He's whipping guys' butts a lot of times, getting pressure, running and passing game.
And he's your defensive lineman of the week?
Yes, he is defensive lineman of the week, I believe, for the 3rd straight week in a row. Chris Postage is the linebacker of the week, and secondary player of the week was Zach Coates.
What about the offensive stars?
We talk about one thing I remember to talk about. Their quarterback is a 94-mile-an-hour pitcher. Yeah, he's 94 miles an hour, 94. And we thought number 1 played extremely well. We really didn't think, we couldn't tell our numbers who they were because they were so far away, and the way their jerseys are made, we couldn't tell that was a 1. We thought it was number 4, didn't we, Coach? but he made some really nice runs, and he showed more speed and stuff than what I'd seen on TV. I mean, on TV, on movies, on our videos and stuff. So those two guys really made a difference. But that quarterback's a 94-mile-an-hour pitcher, so I guess he is big time material with that there. So on the offensive side, we had, get my list out here. I got a bunch of lists here.
The notes are stapled together this week.
Yes, well, we had two sheets because can't get them apart here. Daggone, we're going to waste a minute. Sid's going to yell at me to waste a minute for not getting there. Okay, we had pancake blocks, extra efforts. We had Brycey Valentine with 8, Zach Coates with 8, Caleb Workman with 7, Bradley Reinhardt with 12, and Casey Crawford with 10. All right, we had a lot of kids this week. I think we had like 12 kids with pancake blocks. We had Nick Erskine 2, Brycey Valentine 3, Cortland Duncan 1, Bradley Reinhardt again had 7. I think he had 5 or 6 last week, which is huge for him. Casey Crawford 3, Ray Byers 1, Workman 1, Joey Wright 1, Zach Coates 1. He still says he has 2, but we can't see it on film. He wants us to trust him, and we haven't done that yet. Tice Netter had 1. DeAndre Halbell on a special team had 1. Postage on a punt return had 1, and Chris Bench on the same punt return also had 1. All right, so we got to recognize those guys for that. TD passer at 40 yards. Of course, Adrian Beverly to Zach Coates for that 73, 72-yard touchdown pass. 3, which means big hits for us, was Cortland Duncan. And I got Zach Coates here. And then, of course, we talked about Matt kicking the ball during the week with that. Did very well. We talked about him as extra points, kickoffs there. And I believe Jaquan had 2 punts over 40 yards. So that again, you flip field position. That was the toughest thing also for us. A couple times we had him pinned, but that punter flipped field position on us big time, from that. Our players of the week, offensive lineman was Casey and Bradley. Offensive back was Zach Coates. Defensive back was Zach Coates. Zach had a great game defensively with the big breakups, a couple of them, and one was for sure in the end zone. Another one was another touchdown pass he knocked down at the last second. Was huge. Of course, we did defensive line. Special team was Matt Deddy. At Hunters, I believe this week was Bradley, Reinhardt, and Zach Coates had the most stickers. And I think Chris Post was right there with him. So, so it was a good week. It was a solid week. We'll take it to be 3-0. We're also I'm telling the guys I'm very happy that we got the chance to finish the game. Where a lot of people had to come back Saturday and finish the game. The weather stayed away from us because they said we have one coming right after halftime or right before halftime, and luckily it dissipated or went someplace else. So we're tickled with that. I thought our student body was exceptional. Chris Postage had his own little cheering group since Adina had their game canceled because the team they played did not fulfill the football team this year. So he had about 25 or so, his own little cheering section there during the game for Chris. So that was neat. But I thought our student body, our crowd was exceptional. The enthusiasm, again, the culture is really changing. People, are buying into what we're doing. It's really, really neat to watch us, be around this. And after games, the amount of people that come down the field, celebrate with the kids and the length of time we do that. I just think it's tremendous.
I did happen to notice on Facebook there was a picture of Chris Postage and that fan group that you're talking about. They were mostly girls. Maybe we'll find out more about that in our chat with the players coming up here in just a bit. Let's talk about your younger programs. How did they perform this week?
Let's see. In the Little Cavs, the 6th grade team beat Greenfield. I think it was 28-0, 26-0. The 3rd and 4th graders lost in overtime, 12-6. The 7th grade got to play this week. They played a very good Watkins team. I think they lost 21-0, but it was 7-0 and they had a chance. I'm sorry, they lost by 7. It was 28-7, and they scored, made it 14-7, drove the ball, controlled the ball the second half, up and down the field, but just couldn't quite punch it in. And then we was down and ready to score and threw an interception, and they ran it like 90 yards back for a touchdown to really put the kind of nail in the coffin. So they struggled. And our JV's coach?
Yeah, JV unfortunately lost to Jackson 28-7, but it was a good game, a lot closer than the score indicated. They played a lot of juniors against more of our level 3
our freshmen
group. We started a lot of freshmen, so it's good for them to hang in there and play or two here or there, and we put a couple more points on the board. But it's a great learning experience for them against such a junior-rich and tough football team.
Are you walking the sidelines for the JV again this year?
Yes.
Okay. We'll talk more about that in the coaches segment when we visit with Coach Drew here after a bit. And coming up next, we'll see 3 players that'll join us in just a matter of moments. Stick close as the Cavalier Coaches Corner continues.
Young's Family Market is family owned and operated. M.L. Young founded the grocery store in 1936, and now a second generation of Youngs, Brad, Susan, and their children now operate the business. To also serve the surrounding area, the Youngs opened a second location in Kingston, Ohio back in 2014, making shopping easy by offering everything you need, including beer and wine, all under one roof. No more running all over town making numerous stops to get everything on your list. Instead, visit our store and find it all. We offer fresh, high-quality products for affordable prices. It's the Young's Family Market, serving the Laurelville, Ohio community for more than 60 years.
Hi, I'm Angie with ATI Physical Therapy, located in Chillicothe. If pain or injury prevent you from doing what you love, let ATI Physical Therapy get you back. Whether it's back to work or back to your play, ATI's energetic and motivating team is ready to help you begin your road to recovery. We will craft a personalized treatment plan incorporating the appropriate techniques for your condition. Stop by our Chillicothe location for a complimentary injury screening or visit atipt.com for a location near you.
Southern Ohio Monument Company believes remembering a loved one after they're gone can be as personalized as when they were here. With over 400 in-stock monuments to choose from, there are shapes and sizes to match nearly everyone's personality, helping your loved one make a lasting impression. Southern Ohio Monument Company on East Main Street in downtown Chillicothe. Open weekdays 8 to 5 and Saturdays 8 to 1. Southern Ohio Monument Company, proud sponsor of the Cavaliers.
Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing in Central Center can customize t-shirts, banners, posters, vinyl lettering for your car or truck, and they can embroider logos for your school or business. It's time to show your team's spirit. And from Adina to Zane Trace, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing has all the team colors. And of course, your Chillicothe Cavalier blue and white. So stop on into the shop in Central Center and see for yourself, or visit Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing online and place your order today.
This portion of the Cavalier Coaches Corner, we visit with one of the coaches, and this featured coach is Austin Drew. Like many other coaches on this staff, a Chillicothe graduate, and of course it's good to have that blue and white pride, isn't there, when you walk the sidelines?
Yeah, it's good to be back and be a part of the community still, and it's good to be here on a Friday night, and it gets stressful obviously, but in the end it's enjoyable, it's fun, and it's just something great to be a part of.
We were talking a moment ago in the opening segment about you being on the JV sidelines. That's not the only JV sport that you coach, is it?
Right. Well, I coach JV softball in spring. I guess I just got to stay busy all the time. I can't not coach anything. Middle school girls basketball in the winter, and then JV softball in the spring, and then football basically starts again. So I don't know if I'm a glutton for punishment or what, but I just keep on going.
I've known coaches over the years, and to see coaches coach a boys' sport and a girls' sport, the game may be the same, but it's really different, isn't it? In some respects.
Yeah, I mean, the X's and O's don't change necessarily, especially like something about basketball, but how you approach most female players is going to be a little bit different. Like if you're going to yell, you better be sure it's the right move. You know, but they just have to. I think really, at the end of the day, it all is the same. They have to know that you care, and that you want to see them get better, and you can approach them, you know, however you need to. But if you build relationships with your kids, you can kind of know how to do that. But you know, sometimes the girls, you know, you have to go in more, I don't know, calm or fatherly or something like that to explain it, rather than sometimes with the guys. Sometimes you just got to yell at them just to kind of get their attention. So I mean, it's a little bit different. At the end of the day, you just do the same things that make you successful as a boys coach. The same things will make you successful as a girl coach.
It's the old Mars and Venus thing.
Right. Yeah. A little bit different temperament sometimes.
Football. This past weekend, you had the JV against Watkins Memorial, and Watkins played Jackson.
Yes.
Forgive me. Jackson came away with the win. Of course, they have more juniors on that team, and this is something we wanted to talk about. This level 3 is basically a lot of sophomores and juniors, or juniors that don't get a whole lot of playing time at the Friday night, but our mix is a lot of freshmen and sophomores.
Right. We have 3, you know, juniors who play, and one of them is a first-year player. You know, just came out this year, Connor McCoy, and then a couple of juniors, Cade Williams and Dominic Niziato play as well. But primarily, you know, it's sophomores and freshmen. You know, we started a freshman quarterback named Jaden Kane. You know, he'll be real good. But, you know, it's like anything. You got a learning curve. You know, for a lot of those freshmen, this is some of the best competition they've played, and it's a big jump in competition. You know, so you just, you know, I always tell them every Saturday, our number one goal is always to get better. At the end of the day, no one really cares about a JV score. Like, no one's going to be bragging in the bar 20 years from now, oh, we won this game, JV. No, it's about getting better, because the goal is to play on Friday night. And so whether we win or lose by 40 points or 50 points or 1 point, you know, you just want to make sure that they take the lessons out of that game, and so they can apply it to the next week and beyond. And then we say, you know, that's our first goal, and if we do good things, if we do things the right way, then our second goal, which is to win, that stuff will all fall into place.
All part of learning tradition as well, and understanding what you're fighting for.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, a lot of those guys are, you know, a play away from playing on Friday. You know, some of those sophomores, you know, they're right there, you know, they're behind the senior or whatever it is. And so I think it's easy for those guys sometimes to see that, you know, I need to play well so I can show coach that I'm ready for Friday. And it can be harder for some of the younger guys who are a little further away, but you still got to keep that care in front of them. Like, look, it's still about Friday night, and that might not happen for you this year, might not happen for you next year. All right, but you know, everyone has their own path of growth, but that's what we're all after. I mean, we don't want to see anyone, you know, play their entire career on JV. We want to see you succeed under the lights on Friday.
You're coaching the wide receiver position. Fill us in on this crop of receivers. Zach Coates, of course, not a whole lot you can't say about that kid.
Right. Well, I mean, he started as a sophomore. I think he started 8 games as a sophomore. And, I mean, you could tell pretty early that he just got a knack for the game. He's not the biggest kid, not the fastest kid, but he just understands how to play the game. Just real intelligent, great hands, uses baseball skills well to track the ball, and he's tough. I mean, there's not more else you can want in a receiver.
Who else do we have in that receiver corps?
You know, Cortland Duncan plays multiple positions. He's been really good for us, very versatile. Chris Postage has played some on and off for us in, you know, a couple different positions. Derek and Desmond Lewis play in there, and really it all comes back to Jaquan Harris as our slot. You know, as a receiver, you know, he and Coates are our 2 go-to guys. Coach talked about his, you know, 90 yards rushing. We haven't got as much involved in the passing game this year, but you know, on those jet sweeps, any way we can get him to touch the ball, whether that's kickoff returns, he's been a game changer for us early. And going forward, we expect him to, you know, carry us at times offensively.
You've been coaching here a number of years now. You've been on the teaching staff for probably longer, if not the same amount of time.
I've been coaching for, I believe this is my 7th year, I think. I came in like 2011. And then I've actually was still finishing my teaching degree then, so I didn't start teaching till 2013-14. So I've actually had a couple of years of coaching before teaching.
Yeah. And what subject do you teach?
I'm an intervention specialist. I primarily focus on language arts, but intervention, you deal with whatever a kid needs. So that could be math one day, it could be social studies. So try to be well-rounded enough to help kids out.
There's another language he knows too, and that's Gus Macker.
Yeah.
You surprised me this past summer. I went down to Waverly to talk to the folks who are running Gus Macker, and look who shows up.
Yeah.
There's always a Drugger involved.
Yeah, for a long time. I mean, my dad started in 1990 with the Chillicothe Gus Macker, I think it was 1990. He did that for about 10 years. He got a good relationship with Scott McNeil, aka Gus Macker. And Gus basically said, hey, I know you're done doing this, why don't you come be on national staff? So starting about 2000, 2001, I think he was on the national staff and has been on that ever since. Then I joined after I graduated, and other than 1 year where I was abroad, I've done it. So I've done it 11 of the past 12 years where I've been traveling around on national staff, been out of state even for Macker tournaments.
Running into different places and teaching them what we have seen and enjoyed here in the Scioto Valley for the last 25 years or so. Austin Drugger, appreciate you coming and being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
We'll talk more with him coming up in just a moment. In our next segment, the Cavaliers will take on the Hartley Hawks. Details next.
Hi, I'm Angie with ATI Physical Therapy located in Chillicothe. If pain or injury prevent you from doing what you love, but ATI Physical Therapy gets you back. Whether it's back to work or back to your play, ATI's energetic and motivating team is ready to help you begin your road to recovery. We will craft a personalized treatment plan incorporating the appropriate techniques for your condition. Stop by our Chillicothe location for a complimentary injury screening or visit atipt.com for a location near you.
Southern Ohio Monument Company believes remembering a loved one after they're gone can be as personalized as when they were here. With over 400 in-stock monuments to choose from, there are shapes and sizes to match nearly everyone's personality, helping your loved one make a lasting impression. Southern Ohio Monument Company on East Main Street in downtown Chillicothe. Open weekdays 8 to 5 and Saturdays 8 to 1. Southern Ohio Monument Company, proud sponsor of the Cavaliers.
Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing in Central Center can customize t-shirts, banners, posters, vinyl lettering for your car or truck, and they can embroider logos for your school or business. It's time to show your team's spirit. And from Adina to Zane Trace, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing has all the team colors. And of course, your Chillicothe Cavalier blue and white. So stop on into the shop in Central Center and see for yourself. Or visit Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing online and place your order today.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB. Our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Young's Family Market is family-owned and operated. M.L. Young founded the grocery store in 1936, and now a second generation of Youngs, Brad, Susan, and their children now operate the business. To also serve the surrounding area, the Youngs opened a second location in Kingston, Ohio back in 2014, making shopping easy by offering everything you need, including beer and wine, all under one roof. No more running all over town making numerous stops to get everything on your list. Instead, visit our store and find it all. We offer fresh, high-quality products for affordable prices. It's the Young's Family Market, serving the Laurelville, Ohio community for more than 60 years.
It's our favorite segment on the Cavalier Coach's Corner, where we talk with the players that you get a chance to see on Friday night. Tonight we have with us Joey Wright on the far end, along with Adrian Beverly and Chris Postage. Guys, congratulations on the win this past Friday night. And 3-0. What does that feel like?
It feels pretty good. Our hard work's paid off so far from the 2 days up until now. Let's keep it going.
no reason to stop, right? Adrian, are you starting to settle in now? You've got 3 games under your belt, and just about anything can happen when you take over a full-time position like that.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a hold of it. Like, it took me a minute to get used to the game speed at quarterback instead of on defense, but I'm starting to get used to it.
Tell me what it's like to have been an understudy for the last couple of years, and you got a lot of playing time when we had the running clock and the whole deal. But man, Friday night from the get-go is much different, isn't it?
Yeah. Last year watching Brandon, I just made sure I did everything that he was doing in practice to make sure I got myself better for next year, because I know I had to fill big shoes for next year to make our team great.
And Joey, we've seen you the last handful of seasons getting some extra time along with Adrian late in those contests. Has that helped prepare you for what you're doing now?
I really do think so, because last year they needed to fill a spot at wide receiver, so I liked doing that the past couple of, like the few games I did. So at the start of the season, that's what I did, and I enjoyed that. But now being at corner, it's different, but I think last year really did prepare me for what I'm doing this year.
What's the difference between playing on a Saturday in a JV game and then playing for the real deal on a Friday night?
The emotions are a lot bigger. You really have to take everything in. You look around and just see how the people that are watching you play that. It's a lot different.
Now, back to Adrian for a moment here, because you are playing just one way right now. That's concentrating on playing the quarterback position. Has that helped you? Because last year you were in a lot on defense, and then you got the spare time at quarterback.
Yeah, it's helped me a lot, because in defensive practice I don't really have to be like in the drills as much. I just have to be there mentally, so I just really concentrate on offense a lot in practice. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, easier to think on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And you've got to get the signals right when Coach Hinton's changing them and everything from the sideline too, right?
Yeah.
And you guys, both of you, Chris and Joey, you've had to probably relay some of that stuff a time or two. Do you forget what it was when you leave the sideline to get to the...
No, I don't think so.
Have yet to let one slip there. But the Lewis brothers probably handle most of the relays back and forth now, don't they?
Like, the only thing you have to watch is Coach Hinton will tell us to play, we'll get halfway there, and then he'll call us back.
Yeah. Of course, with Derek and Desmond, they understand their grandfather probably better than anybody does, so that's one more reason to have them communicating back and forth. Chris, talk about what this adjustment has been for you. You moved in from Adena. You've had an opportunity now to get that first year out of the way, but man, playing from game one is a lot better than waiting half the season, isn't it?
It's a lot better. Last year, it was tough sitting out, but when my time came, I made the best of it. So, getting a full season under the belt is going to feel real good.
You've found yourself at the top of the statistics defensively here the last couple of ball games. Not only that, you had the pick 6 at Mifflin. Explain what that feels like to take the ball and surprise the offense with a score.
It's a good feeling. You just know you made a good play for your team, helped them out, and we scored with the offense on the sideline, so it's just always a good feeling.
And I assume everyone's accepted Chris pretty well.
Yeah.
Would you agree to that?
Yeah. Except for last year when he stole all my tackles when he came in.
Stole those, huh? Adrian, what's it like to become a leader now? You've got to call the shots in the huddle. Things you've done at a different level, but now on Friday nights, different circumstances.
It was great to be a leader. I just got to make sure the line. I have certain people I talk to before practice because we go individual. I'll call up Bryce and say that he has to make sure that everybody's down there going fast and not dead in practice. And receivers, I'll talk to Zach and tell them make sure they're up in practice and working. When we come together, I just talk to everybody.
Your dad was quite a receiver when he played here at CHS.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's told you how great of a receiver he was.
Yeah, sometimes.
But here you are passing the ball. Did you ever have any other wants and desires that you wanted to be a quarterback?
Growing up, I started when I played inside of Valley Little League. I was just every position, wide receiver, and everybody thought I was going to be a wide receiver growing up. And then came to 5th grade, I think, and one of my coaches said, go try quarterback. And ever since 5th grade, I've been playing quarterback.
Nice. Joey, for you, of course, we've seen you in the backfield a lot, but also as a cornerback now. And we had a great set of cornerbacks last year, the year before, the long line of those guys. Is there a lot of pressure to live up to what those guys have done?
There was, but once you get in the game and you just get the feel for Friday night, it just kind of levels out and you just play the game, have fun with it.
Big hitter, or you just cover man?
Both. Just depending on the play.
Yeah. Have you had a big hit this year?
Not yet. No.
Not yet. Your opportunity's Friday night with
Yes.
Hartley Hawks, right?
Yes.
Chris, you've had a big hit or two. Well, talk about the experience of popping somebody or getting popped.
Well, I mean, most of the time you can see it coming, so you just know you're going to lay a hit on somebody. Then, I mean, that's just it's really a momentum shifter for your defense, for your offense. You know, getting hits not it's not all that fun, but I mean, it's definitely a big hit can really turn the momentum of the game, help a team lose or hurt a team.
Provides the juice.
Yep.
Gets it going. Let's talk about your futures. I know that after football is done this season, chances are you're going to be going into other sports. I assume basketball again?
Yep.
Baseball? Track?
I'm not sure yet.
Not sure.
Taking it one season at a time.
Nothing wrong with that. Adrian, I know I talked to you, was it last year, about playing basketball, and you said, no, I'm going to concentrate on football, and that's been a good decision for you.
Yeah.
Once football's done, are you going to try and go back to the round ball?
I'm going to come back in here and lift some more, get ready for college football.
Any spring sports in your plans?
Maybe some track.
Maybe track. All right. What about you, Joey?
I'm definitely running track. I think I'll either be the leader of the track team for the men's side or whatnot.
Special events that you participate in?
1, 2, and 4.
Mm-hmm. And those are dashes, folks. So all 3 of these are tough to catch, no question. Now the coaches arrived off camera. I have to ask about the girlfriends. So we'll start with Joey.
Started dating my girlfriend summer before 9th grade, and we're still together, so we're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, her name's Bailey.
That's helpful.
Yes.
It's not an imaginary girlfriend.
No.
Adrian, what about you?
I just started dating my girlfriend June 2nd, and her name's Madison Dreyer. It's been great.
Yeah. And Chris Postage.
I don't have a girlfriend. I stay focused on football for now.
Number 24 is available. And my girlfriend is Missy. Today is our anniversary, by the way, so happy 36th wedding anniversary to my darling bride. Guys, you got the Hartley Hawks this weekend. A chance to really shock the world, and that's going to be key because no one expects you to go get a win except yourselves. Take care of business and get it done, all right?
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hartley Hawks up next. We'll hear more about that in just a matter of moments here on the Cavalier Coach's Corner.
Southern Ohio Monument Company believes remembering a loved one after they're gone can be as personalized as when they were here. With over 400 in-stock monuments to choose from, there are shapes and sizes to match nearly everyone's personality, helping your loved one make a lasting impression. Southern Ohio Monument Company on East Main Street in downtown Chillicothe. Open weekdays 8 to 5 and Saturdays 8 to 1. Southern Ohio Monument Company, proud sponsor of the Cavaliers.
Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing in Central Center can customize t-shirts, banners, posters, vinyl lettering for your car or truck, and they can embroider logos for your school or business. It's time to show your team And from Adina to Zane Trace, Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing has all the team colors. And of course, your Chillicothe Cavalier blue and white. So stop on into the shop in Central Center and see for yourself. Or visit Chillicothe Signs and Screen Printing online and place your order today.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB. Our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Young's Family Market is family owned and operated. M.L. Young founded the grocery store in 1936, and now a second generation of Youngs, Brad, Susan, and their children now operate the business. To also serve the surrounding area, the Youngs opened a second location in Kingston, Ohio back in 2014, making shopping easy by offering everything you need, including beer and wine, all under one roof. No more running all over town making numerous stops to get everything on your list. Instead, visit our store and find it all. We offer fresh, high-quality products for affordable prices. It's the Young's Family Market, serving the Laurelville, Ohio community for more than 60 years.
Hi, I'm Angie with ATI Physical Therapy, located in Chillicothe. If pain or injury prevent you from doing what you love, but ATI Physical Therapy gets you back. Whether it's back to work or back to your play, ATI's energetic and motivating team is ready to help you begin your road to recovery. We will craft a personalized treatment plan incorporating the appropriate techniques for your condition. Stop by our Chillicothe location for a complimentary injury screening or visit atipt.com for a location near you.
Our final segment of the Cavalier Coach's Corner as we get ready for the 3-0 Hartley Hawks. That's not the case. We're 3-0, they're 2-1. However, Hartley is Hartley, Coach, and they always seem to be loaded with great talent.
Well, I guess you're not supposed to use this word, but Coach Birchfield is an excellent recruiter. He denies that thing. He said, well, those are all Hartley kids. I said, well, those names aren't on the same guys that were on the roster last year. And all of a sudden just come in, come off the street and just, didn't play, and then all of a sudden start playing again. They're 2-1. They got smacked first week real well. And I said, well, now you know how we feel. Okay? They lost to a very, very good Toledo Catholic Central team. I believe second week, Toledo Catholic beat Ignatius. So if you're in the football world, that's a huge that's a huge win. They were very good. And Hartley's, I'll give them credit. They're playing people, and they beat a very good Williamsburg team, week 2. Last week they beat a solid Bishop Reedy team. I know they have DeSales, Watterson, Massey, after us. So they've got a lot of people to play. They've also got the people to play, and they have just so many different weapons that they're just. As we were talking, when you face people that have work ethic like you do, and but their athletes are better than yours. That the other things we can control kind of go out the door because they just do things. Defensively, offensively they're going to be in foot-to-foot splits, standing toe-to-toe. The guard will be in an awkward position, but he does it the way they teach them how they play. They're different than last year. Last year they're more of an off-tackle power team. This year they're more of a sweep jet option team on the edges, but they still have the speed, the athleticism to score quickly, score big. Now against Williamsburg come back and made it, I think it was 24-20 or 28-20. But then I think Hartley picked off a pass and scored off a special team, and bang, bang, before you know it, they lost. They beat them like 51 or 55-20. Last week, the same thing. It was 24. I think Coach Croft told me it was 2019 or something like that. And all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. their kids just kind of, just play that kind of talent, just play after play after play. Just kind of wore them out late in the third quarter and fourth quarter. Ended up being like 55-19 or something, I believe, late. So we're going up there. We're playing up there. It's a different kind of a different atmosphere. Kind of the field's a little different because if you watch it on film, it's real shiny. And kids kind of compare it a lot to Johnstown's field because it just looks slick. Okay, it's a different kind of turf there, it's a huge challenge for us. Huge challenge for us to go up there and play a team like that. But again, if we want to be an elite team in Ohio, these are the kind of teams we have to compete with, and we have to learn how to beat.
Would it be safe to say we are like the Cincinnati Reds, dependent upon our farm club and farm system bringing us up, but we're going to play the Yankees, and we're going to play them at Yankee Stadium?
And the Yankees go out and they have the unlimited funds to bring in the best talent from all over the world, and kind of Harley's kind of the same. They bring them all over Columbus, to get the best talent in there. The special teams are tough. I mean, kickoffs, we have to really pay attention because they'll what they call bloop the ball. I mean, kind of kick it a lob over our front guys, and they'll kick it as lob over our second wedge. As I watched last year's film, we almost made a couple mistakes on our second wedge that the guys didn't really go after the ball. They'll drive it hard onside, try and run you down and get the ball. Then they turn around next time and the kicker kick the ball in the end zone. But they make you do a lot of prepare for a lot of different things, and you have to prepare for a lot of different things. And in the punt formation, Coach Austin can talk about that. We spent a lot of time on that in practice this week, trying to defend their punt because of the fakes and the different things they can do out of it. And their kickers are rugby kickers. I'll let Coach Austin say something about that then.
Well, yeah, they run a unique set. I won't go too many details, but they run something unique. They do something you don't normally see, and their coaches don't like to take chances. He's got good talent, and so he's going to put them out there, and he'll probably have something in there for us this week that we haven't seen before. So, you just want your kids to be ready for anything.
Do they do something similar to what we might see on a Saturday or a Sunday?
Not usually. It seems like they're more of the spread punts, Saturday and Sunday. This is more of they put everyone kind of on one side and they kind of roll their punter that way. So you don't see much of like the true rugby where the punter's going to take off and run, see if he can get outside, if he can, he'll kick it. So it's a pretty unique punt.
But if anything, you better be on your toes and better pay attention.
Well, he's a riverboat gambler. I mean, there's no doubt. Kickoff, and again, he has the luxury that, okay, my defense is good enough. We're gonna, if I onside kick it, you get the ball in the 45 and 50. I don't care. We're gonna, we're gonna shut you down. And same thing, Coach Arndt was telling the guys, and these guys watched the film that he'll go fake punt on his own 10-yard line. Okay, again, he believes, and he's a gambler, and he believes in that, and he does it. Coach Birchfield does it, and the kids execute it. They believe in it, but then also they have the personnel to back it up. With that there. So the return teams are very dangerous. Punt return, kickoff return are very, very dangerous with the speed they have, athleticism they have. And the thing about them is, though, with those foot-to-foot splits, they are so physical. I mean, they're a Clinton Massey style team that may just physically line up, and you better, it's a brutal game. Okay, it's not a boys' game; it's a man's game, and you got to stand there with them. And then the way they block you, they're unique in that they come out low, they'll cut our guys, their pass blocking, they'll fire out low and kind of roll on the ground, but they're just kind of chopping you. Okay, all right, and then when you take a guy that's 6'6", 305 pounds, and he's doing that, and he's smacking the thump out of you, that's tough to hang in there with that. Very tough with that there.
So what do we need to do on Friday night to assure that we're 4-0?
I guess, number one, we've got to play with them on the last scrimmage. We've got to play with them on the last scrimmage. We've got to be able to block that defense. They're really in a 3-3 stack, which is, people don't understand, is 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers behind that, really a 3-5, and 2 guys outside. They're going to play man coverage on the outside. They're going to press our receivers. They're going to say, okay, we're just better than you. Vertical challenge. They'll walk right up on them and just press us every play. Their defensive backs don't make tackles. Don't worry about it because they're playing pass defense. They're committing 7 to 8 to the run. The free safety sits in the middle of the field about 15, 20 yards, and he just plays side to side. Now, as things start getting tight, you'll see him start cheating up a little more and being more aggressive. But he does a lot of things there. Those slant angle, the linemen, and again, those cats. Coach, what's their sizes there? You got that 57 and 79 and
79 is 270, 57 is 280, 20 is 225, 82. I don't think.
The linebackers
240,
34 and
linebackers are 220, 220, 215. Where was the other one at? 220, 220.
240 right there. So they sound pretty solid.
Yeah, no, they're definitely good sized kids.
They're not kids, they're young men.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're young men. They're mature young men, let's say that.
Right.
But again, offensively, we'll go that. Their best, they have a left tackle that's really good. He's 6'7", 260. Okay? All right? Their center, 6'2", 240. They have they're really kind of smaller this year than what they have been. Their fullback, though, is 6'1", 220. Their linemen aren't the same size. The right tackle is a sophomore. He's 6'4", 245. So they aren't quite the same size that we've faced in the past. That's why they're more of a sweep lateral team than they are the physical team that we played last year. Just pound away at you. Okay? All right, with that. But again, the quarterback throws the ball well. We have to respect his speed. We know that the one returning starters, the running back number 12, when he turns corner, there better be a lot of posse there. If not, it's blink your eyes and he's in the end zone. They have the personnel. Again, they're the kind of program now, though, that they don't rebuild, they just reload. I think I counted 6 returning offensive starters, 5 returning defensive starters, and here they're right back in the same spot. Okay, they just reload and just here they come. Like I said, they're athletic, they're fast, they're physical. Again, but then they do those riverboat things. The challenge is you really have to pay attention, and kids have to be on their toes to recognize what's going on. They'll kind of lull you to sleep, and then all of a sudden, boom, they'll get you.
Have to mind your P's and Q's, and of course, be disciplined.
Yes.
In what you do defensively. I would imagine the same offensively.
Well, the thing about it is we tell our guys, this is going to be a fun game. As our signs come in and the door they go out, the sign says it just doesn't matter. Okay, we're not supposed to win. We're not supposed to compete with the teams that are up. It just doesn't matter, guys. We're going to go up there. We're going to play Chillicothe football. We're going to play tough. We're going to be physical. We're not going to back down. We're going to stand up, take your shots. All right, we're going to be proud walking off the field, no matter what the outcome of the game is. And I know that Connor Mathis is going to school with one of our linebackers down at Willing Jesuit down in West Virginia, and he was talking about, said even though the score was 45-7 or something like that, he said you guys are still, your team is one of the most physical and one of the toughest teams we played, but they put a lot into us to compete and beat us. Okay, all right, but he gave us a very nice compliment, just how tough, how hard our kids how hard our kids play. And we got some things we're going to try and do now. Knock on wood. But it has to be something, and we got to be able to move the football and score with it. We have to be able to move the football and score. If we can move the football and keep that offense on the sidelines, and if we can score, and I'm talking about scoring not 50 points. I'm talking about if we can score 2 to 3 touchdowns, then we're going to be right there with them, unless they just get exceptional big plays, and we've got to tackle well. I mean, we've got to be able to tackle in space. Correct, Coach Drewer?
Correct. Yeah. Let's give them something to talk about next time a college freshman gets together next year. So, of course, this is the first of 4 consecutive road games for the Cavaliers. So if you want to head out to Hartley, make sure you get the directions. You can find those on Google. Also, don't forget, if you can't make it, you can listen in. iHeartRadio, WBEX, and of course on regular radio, 1490 AM and 92.7 FM.
The one thing's a little unique this week since school started. That was nice to be back in school last week.
Yeah.
So we got to play our first game with being in school, so that was getting us more in routine. But now this week, though, with our school bus situation, we have to leave at 3:30, and the buses are picking up kids and delivering kids at 3:30. Was only able to squeeze one bus out. So now with our new schedule, half our team is getting out in the 6th period, which is at 2:45. The other half is going to stay in school. Okay, so that first half is going to come over, field house, eat lunch, or eat their pregame meal, get on the bus and leave by 3:30. The second bunch will get out at 3:35. They'll come over, eat their pregame meal as we're leaving. Okay, and they'll get on the bus at 4:15, 4:20. But they'll miss all the warm-ups. So the other team, for the first part, we'll be able to get up there and prepare. Prepare for the game. The other group will get up there and be able to come to the game, but they'll be able to get by the time they get dressed, we'll be done with pregame warm-up. We'll be in the locker room waiting to start the game. So this is going to be a unique experience for us, splitting. And it's going to be the same way next week against Logan. It's going to be the same procedure we're going to follow to split up and move, and things are different and that there. But I guess our kids are used to that. They handle that well. So that's going to be different for us to do and to compensate for and compensate with that.
Coach always making them guess. And of course, here's the thing: you'll have reinforcements showing up on the other bus. So that's good news.
Yes.
Well, good luck this weekend against Hartley. Let's come back 4-0, and we will see you again next time. One thing left to say, and that's
Go Cavs!